Welcome and welcome back. I am so excited to be here today. I actually went to Boston yesterday, which was so much fun. I'm gonna add B-roll throughout this entire video. And so I'll show walkthroughs of the bookstores, not completely because I didn't want to film people without their permission. That's weird to me. So I did some brief clips throughout. Hi, so I am in Boston today and I'm actually on my way to Trident Bookstore and Cafe, I think it's called, which is this really awesome cafe that's a bookstore in Boston, obviously. But yeah, so I figured I'd vlog it, so yay! I'll show you guys when we get there. So I actually went to 3 bookstores and I wanted to go to a stationery store, but I was meeting friends there at noon and nothing opened until 10 because it's a Saturday, so I didn't end up getting to go to stationery stores, but it is what it is. But I wanted to share the book haul that I got with y'all, and then yeah, I also took some videos at the different bookstores, so I'm gonna separate it by bookstore and go with that. So the first place that I went to was Trident Bookstore and Cafe. My original plan was to get breakfast there when I got there. However, their cafe was popping off, and I was also running late if I wanted to get to all of the bookstores I planned to go to, and so I ended up not doing that. That being said, I did pick up some books there. So the first book that I got was Legendborn by Tracy Denon, I think is how you would say it. And I actually started this book last night when I got home because I've heard so many great things, and so I needed to start it as soon as possible. And I am eating it up. I got home from Boston at about 8 o'clock, and I had to pick Dylan up from work at 9:30, so I read that entire time, and then I read when I got home from picking him up for a little bit, and I went to bed a little late. Let me see just how far I got in one night. Okay, yes. So I just read this last night for 3 to 4 hours. And then this morning I probably read for an hour. And I am on page 327. I'm eating this book alive. Now, it is a YA book, but it's still absolutely fantastic. So this is basically a Knights of the Round Table legend retelling, and it's phenomenal. So it's about this girl named Brianna, who is 16 years old, and her mother just passed away. She is struggling with that grief, and in this grief, she discovers that she has this strange magical power. As you can see on the cover, she's got this red flame thing on her arm. So she realizes that she has this power. She's on this college campus, and she runs into other people, the Knights of the Round Table, some would say. And she is just confused by this magic system that she knows nothing about, and trying to figure out if she wants to learn more about it and learn about it through joining this secret society that the Knights of Round Table have created. Basically, the secret society are fighting demons and keeping the world safe, but they also could potentially be responsible for her mother's death. She's not really sure exactly what's going on with her mother's death, but she thinks that they're involved, but she doesn't know if she wants to take down this secret society or if she wants to actually join it and help them. And so that's what the first book is about. It's going to be a trilogy. Right now there are 2 books out, and the third one's set to come out in 2025. So the second book that I got, purely academic purpose for this book, I guess, is going to be How Architecture Works by Witold Lubzinski. I'm so sorry That was terrible. So this book is architectural writing, and it answers like fundamental questions that people who might be curious about architecture can know about what a good and not good building looks like, what goes into building and designing that building, and it just shares a little bit more on the world of architecture, especially modern architecture. In this book, he explains how to read building plans, how buildings respond to the setting they are in and the environment around them, which is something I was learning in school last semester, so I'm excited to learn more about that. And then lastly, he teaches how like small things such as the design of the staircase, the layout of the specific building. He explains how those small details in like probably public spaces, because this book seems to be focusing on like public settings, and how architecture is for the public and art in itself. I imagine that he is specifically speaking about not home settings, so like the stairs in a library being located where they are, that sort of thing, how that can be used to interpret an architect's vision for the building. So yeah, this book seems really cool. I think it would be nice to get some fun architectural reading in there with all of the like academic stuff that I've been reading. So I picked that up. And then the third and final book that I picked up from Trident Bookstore and Cafe is Beartown by Frederick Beckman. So this book, all the rave on BookTube, all of the things, and I decided it was time for me to pick it up. It is a translation, so I'm excited about that. I want to read translations, and this is not a romance, so it's also another genre for me. But so this book is about a small town called Beartown, and I think it's Sweden. It doesn't say on the back, but I'm pretty sure it's Sweden. And it's basically about this small town that has an ice rink, and they have a little junior hockey team. And the hockey team is what the whole town has going for it. Everyone in the town roots for the team, and something happens, and there's a violent act that leaves a young girl traumatized. Don't know what that violent act is. Have no clue. I haven't read the book. It doesn't specify on the back. I haven't looked up trigger warnings though, so look up trigger warnings. I'm not sure what this act of violence is, but it is in there. So yes. And basically the book follows like the perspectives from everyone in the town, just like about this event and what's happening during the semifinal event for hockey. So those are the 3 books that I picked at Trident Bookshop and Cafe. The next bookshop that I went to was Braddle's Bookshop, I think it was called. I did not know this at the time, but it is an antique bookstore. They are known for these like carts of books that are outside in like an open plot next to them that I think they own. It was absolutely incredible going in, and I took some video of that, so I'll put that in now. The final bookstore that I went to was actually an Italian bookstore. It's called I Am Books, and I'm excited about it. So the first book that I got at I Am Books is Mastering Pizza, which I thought was really cool. This is just an entire book about the art and practice of making pizza, focaccia, and calzones. And so I thought that was cool to have an entire cookbook of pizza. I was like, it would be so fun to cook my way through an entire pizza cookbook and just make a bunch of different types of pizza. I think they could be fun like date nights for Dylan and I, and so I got this to do that. So I'm really excited about it. It also has recipes for different like pizza doughs. It has like calzones in here, obviously, and focaccia and like stuffed focaccias. So I'm really excited for this one, and I cannot wait to bake pizza. And then the final book that I got is actually the third book in a series. It's called IQ 84. I don't know if you've ever heard about this series. It is often mistaken for 1984, by George Orwell. Whoa, not James, sorry. Well, this is by Murakami, but this is actually the third book in the IQ 84. It was published in like 3 parts, and so this is the third part of the book, but I started the English translation of this because it's actually originally written in Japanese. probably like a week ago, and I'm liking it so far, so hopefully I didn't jump the gun and I don't end up hating it because I bought the third book in Italian. They didn't have the first or the second, and I wanted to get an Italian book, and so I tried to take advantage of the situation while I was there. So yeah, so I bought that book with the intention of reading it when I get to the third book. Funnily enough, after I finished this, I did also, this one I got as an ebook online. I bought it on Kindle for like $2. I bought the Italian version of 1984 by George Orwell. So I thought it would be interesting because, I mean, these books are about a woman named Aomami, I think is how you say her name. And she basically notices that things are strange, and then she discovers, or does she? I don't know if she discovers it, but basically there's a simultaneous timeline in 1984 where things are not real. It's an alternate reality where things are not normal or the way that she is used to. And so it basically follows her and this other guy named Tengo. And it's like told in dual POV in the first two books, and then this one I think is not. They introduce a new character, and it might still be told in dual POV, but it's no longer the two of them separate. But basically, it's like their two lives, and then eventually they will merge at some point through the three books. And I just thought it was interesting because it has like a weird like Matrix thing going on, and then 1984 is 1984. We all know how that is. So I thought that it's interesting that they're like kind of similar but different, and they take place in the same year. I thought it was just worth reading both. But yeah, so those are the, I guess, 6 books that I bought, 5 of them in bookstores in Boston, and then the one on Kindle. Yeah, I had so much fun in Boston. That's gonna be it. I hope that y'all enjoyed this video. Give it a like if you liked it. Subscribe and comment down below if you have read any translated books, and if not, if you've read any books in other languages. And if you have any recommendations that are like good translation reads, that would be really cool. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. Bye.